what's up, guys? Man, what a nice day it is today. Look at it. Just look at it. Hey, what's up, guys? Man, it's supposed to be 60 today, feels 40. There's about are those pine cones or are they birds? Yeah, anyway, whew, ADHD moment. But hey, guys, it's supposed to be 60 today, feels like 40. No wind or anything. Things are stressful. I got to go back to work. I've been off for a couple months, and so I'm getting ready to head back to work at the worst possible time. I was trying to get Krystal here ready to take it to Matt's, and now it doesn't even look like I'm going to go to Matt's. But today I've got a couple of pressing things that need to be done. I've got to lower the fill top on the power steering. I thought I measured it right, but the cab sits right down on the fill cap, which sucks. So I want to get that done, and then I have to get the top. I also have to get the top bracket finished for the radiator, and I want to get Trisha's exhaust on here today. If I get those things done, wrap up some of this wiring that I'm not going to use, zip tie up some of the things that I have in there that need to be zip tied, and then I want to take this thing for a drive. It's been a long time. I got a lot of stuff I need to move. Hi, buddy. And anyways, let's get after it. Okay. All right, so if you can see the top of the radiator up there, there's a bracket, let's see, right there, right there, right there. Anyways, I'm gonna be working on that bracket. And basically, I'm just getting some threaded rod, and all this does is keep the radiator from pushing back. So this bracket is 4 inches apart. So I need an 8-inch piece of all thread, some washers, and some sort of bushing. So I'll be back. It does need a bushing in there. And this needs to be able to come over here for installation. Carry you over to the other side. That way you're not staring at my back. Maybe you can see what exactly I'm doing here. So I got a few things going. Finishing up this top bracket. And it's just basically to keep the radiator from blowing back from the wind. And I hope this angle iron is going to be strong enough. So what I need to do is I need to put 2 more bolts on here, because we got to have the ability of locking these things down. those bolts is not like the other, that's for sure. Okay. Put this lock washer in there. We're going to leave plenty of bolt in here in case we have to do some changes. You know, all right. Okay, I got to get another bolt, and I think we're going to use another washer just for kicks. I probably should use another washer on this side, but it's all right. So hopefully you saw some of that, but what we're doing right now is we're just going to tighten up some of these bolts. Oh, it's not 3/4. It's 11/16. So I'm going to tighten this. This is a grade 8 in here, and we're going to tighten it up. There's only one bolt in this mount, and maybe that's not a good idea, but we're going to see how that goes. We might have to drill another hole. It's just this is not a spot you want to have to drill a hole. Okay. Okay. Let me get a wrench. I think that's going to work. I know this rust converting paint doesn't work that good, but you know, it's better than nothing. So we're going to flick this around. Now these belong to Tricia, and so these aren't a permanent solution, but this gets us exhaust for right now. All right, let's see. All right, so it's going to be tough. We're going to stick a couple bolts in, maybe this way. I'm going to stick a couple bolts in from down below this direction. Okay, and then I'm going to try and stick this on and hit one bolt hole like this, put a nut on there. This thing is super awkward, right? So I only have grade 5 bolts. I didn't have any grade 8s in stock. And so that sucks a little. But let's go ahead and get this thing up. You know, it's funny, yesterday I was reading the comments, and I don't know what he was commenting on, because, you know, only shows me the video. It doesn't really show me, like, what in reference the person. It doesn't say, like, you know, at this point in time this guy commented, but he says to me, "That's because you're an airline pilot, not a mechanic." I had to laugh. You guys do know I'm a mechanic, not an airline pilot, right? Like I am an airline pilot, but I've been a mechanic since I was 10. And I've restored hundreds of military vehicles in my life. And I mean, that's part of the reason why I don't do restorations, because I hate it. Because that's all I ever did. We didn't do anything cool. You know, of course I had race cars, street race cars. And so that was cool. But I mean, as far as dropping nuts on the ground, I'm one of the best out there is. But I mean, I wasn't forced. My dad gave me the option to work on military stuff. But it was just like one right after the other. Full-on restorations, you know, sandblast, prime paint, wire, engines, and it just burnt me out. So, all right, we'll get a fastener, get these tightened up, then we'll bring the exhaust elbow out and the pipe, and we'll get these, get this set in here. And I don't have a picket elbow on this exhaust. I never really knew what it was until I didn't have one. But I am going to get picket elbows. But anyhow, let's get some fastening done. Yeah, I think my best bet is to be up on the truck. It sucks there's no place to stand and no place on this pipe to hold on to it. Well, I'm not sure what you saw there, but I just picked it up and hooked the bolt on the top. And so I'm going to go in and get some fasteners, get that top one with some nuts so it can't fall off. Then we'll get the elbow and get it in and tighten it up. I'm trying not to scratch that thing all to hell. Probably be better if it doesn't fall out of there, you know what I mean? Go up top, and it's a little crooked, I noticed. I don't remember it being that way before, but it's all right. Hi, buddy. He's waiting for Mom to get up. I know what you mean. Yeah. Hi. What you doing? Well, like I said, I'm the champion of dropping nut. Okay. So these are 3/4. We will check and make sure you guys are watching. Yep. And Alright, this is going to be quite a bit shorter than Trish's. I think I got a few inch longer unit on there. What we'll do is we'll get this end on, get it clamped up, then we'll see what we need and cut this off to match. And I hope you guys saw that. I don't think you did, but anyhow, the exhaust is hooked up. We'll see if it clears everything. It should. It should. You gotta make sure that don't fall off, 'cause that would suck. But anyhow, room zoom zoom and a boom boom. I think that exhaust would look a lot more normal if that fuel tank was on. It looks a little abnormal without that tank. And I don't know where Trish's tank is. But that's what we did, is we stole this tank to put on Trisha, because Trisha's had a huge dent. I'll find another one, and maybe JP's got one, maybe somebody else in the area's got one. All right, let me get this other thing down here. We'll get it bolted up, and we'll put the stack on it, the air intake. Even though I don't have anything for it to go to, we'll have to make all that plumbing. But the first thing I got to do is I think I need to make a different gasket. I need to get this top thing off and get it to the machine shop. I think when I go out to work, I'll pop that thing off and I'll run it over to Roberts and see if he'll hone that thing out, put some bushings and some changeable seals in there, and get that back to me. That'd be super cool. Yeah. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me get that other one. Again, do the same thing we did. We'll put one here. We're going to take one with us. We're going to put the bottom one in. We're going to rotate it up to the top one and put a nut on there. No? This way we can't lose it completely. Okay, gotta rotate it up. Now this particular exhaust bracket, if you guys went back in videos, you would see that this one was broken off. And this was one of the first things that I TIG welded with my new TIG welder when I got it. So the reason it broke is because they, on this side, which you can't see, they notched this out for some clearance for some reason. And I'm not sure why, but it broke right on that seam, right where they tapered out. Now I TIG welded it both sides, and it's probably going to break again. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna run it and see if it breaks. We may plate it as well. And I think I'll find the crossbars and we'll get those bolted up. See, without them, these things, they wiggle a lot, not only at the chassis, but up at the top. And so those cross tubes are super important. I'll find one, we'll be right back. Okay, so I think bolt comes from in here. Like that. I think we get some bolts in my pocket. And I think that this crossbar goes on the inside like this. It goes across to there. Yeah, that's how that's gonna go. And then this one down here goes there. Bing, bang, boom. Bob and uncle. And we're gonna need a 3/4 inch wrench because I can't get behind there. We also need one more bolt. So we'll go and get the wrench and the bolt and we'll be right back. Okay, I like it. It's pretty solid. We're gonna have to get some, in order to put the breather on, I'm gonna have to get some clamps. I don't have any. Unless I come across some, we'll see. Hopefully this weld holds out. And yeah, now I guess what we'll do, since the exhaust is done, we'll there's some wiring that needs to be trimmed out, some wiring that needs to be capped off. There's a hot wire over there. We need to put a shrink cap on the end because I don't know what it's for. We got some wiring over here that needs looked at. Wiring. Also, we got to figure out why the air compressor is not unloading. I'm super confused. The thing I did was I changed it from one side to the other, and I think I want to change it back. I just don't know if I can. So what I was thinking, are you still going? Yeah. What I was thinking is this, it goes on the transmission, and this was probably down to the tack, you know, and to test that, I'm going to bring this up into the cab and I'm going to touch the tack output to this wire and see if it makes the tack of the speedometer run. And then opposite for this other one, this one right here, I think this was the speedometer one, and this is power to the reverse lights, maybe. I don't know. And then this is just some old spoiled meat. Not even sure what that goes to. And this one is also a suspect speedometer. Problem is I don't think I can get any. I'm gonna have to run it, which means I'm gonna have to listen to the exhaust. prematurely. Should sound pretty good coming through that 8-inch pipe. Okay, so this truck loses prime when it sits. So before I even start to crank on it, and for some reason, it feels like it didn't lose prime overnight. So maybe the whatchamacallit, the whoozy what's is good. Let me hook up the batteries, guys. So gonna fire her up. Gives us a chance to hear that badass exhaust. You know what I mean? So I'm actually gonna keep the microphone over here for a minute. This truck doesn't smoke, so there won't be a smoke show. Sounds okay. It's a little lazy, and I haven't figured it out yet, but I don't have it on the I haven't put it on the computer to see what things are happening with it. Also haven't tested the fuel pressure. It seems like the fuel pressure could be a little low, but anyhow, so I was right. This is the tack, and this is the speedo. Now, I can just hook those up and just run the tachometer. I don't need to run the tachometer from the computer. I can run the tachometer from an old school tachometer lead. There's no reason for me to have the tach hooked to the instrument. I'm gonna get a hold of the guy right now and verify that. And I'll just cap those off, because why dick around with that? I have a sensor in there. I can run that down there, put the wiring on, and bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle, and tach's working, right? And same with the speedo. I don't need to see the computer speedometer input, but the computer may need to see the input. But as far as tach goes, that's not a thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm trying to do the best I can. Krystal hadn't been on the road in a long time.
I heard something. I heard something and I think I seen something. Oh wait, 11's in the way. Look who it is. Oh, Miss Krystal.
Hey, what's up guys? Maiden voyage. These brakes are dragging real bad. We burned the wheels a little bit. This is really weird. In the bottom gears, it really doesn't have any power. And then once you it boosts like 9 pounds. But then once you put it in high range, this thing's got a load sense, or maybe because it doesn't have input to the speedometer yet, but it's really a pooch. A pooch initially, and then once you get into big gears, that boost comes right up and she shits and gets. You know, it's got a stock tune on it. It hasn't been, I'm sure the overhead hasn't been running a long time, so, you know, baby steps. I've got the air system working, the transmission works, all the gears work. I'm so used to shifting Marla that I was like first, second, grr. So, because it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. And I had it all messed up, but by the time I got turned around down there at the gas station, or by the time I got down there and turned around at the little store, me and Krystal, we were in sync. And man, I love this truck. It's bumpy, it's spring ride. It had all the bushings are shot. Thing hasn't been driven on the road. I drove it one time 2 years ago, and it'd been sitting 20 years, 15, 18, 35, 40 years, whatever, huh?
You can tell she needs a bath.
Yep. And but yeah, that's in a nutshell. That's it. It's a little low on power steering fluid. I used every bit of oil that I had, but super excited. We got no tail lights, no mud flaps. This DOT magnet. So we're gonna have to get after these brakes, wheel seals, bearings, brakes. I'm gonna look and see if I can find. Well, I'm not gonna go into a million things, but it needs everything. It needs tires, wheels, brakes, bearings, bushings, tail lights, mud flaps, and then I need Don over here to get after it. What do you guys think of Trisha's stack on there? I think I like it, and I think what I'm gonna do is buy the same one and put it on the other side. I think the 8-inch short stacks on this truck look amazing, and man, guys, super excited. I'm glad to bring you along on this ride. I'm probably gonna it's probably gonna be 3 weeks before you see it, but anyhow, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you.